Okay, so back to the opportunity. So welcome everybody to the call. Just wanted to go over the updates and opportunities that were posted earlier. Been talking and brainstorming and everything, and we've been in the process of getting our affiliate link through TradingView and through Hugosway, and so kind of thought of a cool idea to get everybody or as many people as want to get involved with zero cost to have for a part of an investment in some coins. So TradingView, for getting started through TradingView with our link, you get $30 from TradingView. We get 10% of what you pay monthly. We're going to take 50% of what they give us to invest into a handful of cryptos. Everyone who participates will choose which ones by vote. Excuse me. And we're going to split the profits evenly for everyone who participates. So that's really cool. I'm really excited about that. It's a good opportunity for people that want to get invested in some coins for nothing and then have the potential to receive a large profit from that. Let me go ahead and share the screen over here so that y'all can see this. Can y'all see that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, excuse me. So that's that part. Crypto. Yeah, fat fingers. Anyway, so yeah, so this is what we're looking at for that. Hugosway, we are becoming affiliates with them, so we're going to do the same with Hugosway. Whatever comes our way, we're gonna take 50% of that over a period of time, or a large period of time, the whole time. It will go into chosen coins, and there's going to be at different times, as this continues, there'll be different coins, and where we want to switch and do this and that, add to, take away, disperse, and do all that kind of stuff. But anyways, just wanting to get everything gathered together at first for everyone that wants to participate, get involved into a handful of coins, maybe 5 coins, and we'll start distributing the money into those coins. They need to be, we like for them to be like low price coins so that our dollars have more of an impact. So we will do research and take suggestions and look at what we have, what the best possibilities are, and we will have a vote, and we will we'll choose those to invest the money into. So it'll be a group investment. Nobody's out of pocket anything. We'll be getting the money from TradingView to do this. So with Hugosway, like I said, it's the same. It's going to be the same thing. We'll go into the same chosen tokens. Those are two of the first opportunities. An update: we are closing the paid channels, the paid signals channel. The paid signals channel is going to be gone, and making a fundamentals channel. So the channel will still be there, but it's not going to be paid signals. It's going to be a fundamental. It's going to be a fundamental place where we're keeping you updated with any news. Excuse me, forex factory stuff. Anything fundamental that we think of as importance is going to be put in there. There'll be value in there, how to leverage and do certain things with that type of analysis and these outcomes also. So there'll be additional value in that channel on fundamentals. So we're closing the pay signals channel and making it fundamentals channel. The fourth thing, we are starting the TSFX Pro Signals Channel. It's going to be the only channel available for signals, and it will come from all the sources. So the market reviews, anything, you name it, any signal, any trading opportunity that we see is going to be posted in that channel. That's going to be starting this next week. That's going to be starting today. So there's a promotion, a one-time promotion. First 15 people pay $25 per month for life. Minimum purchase to start is 2 months, so $100. A yearly rate for the first 10 people get 1 year of service for $250. That's another $50 off for the Pro Signals. The first 5 people to join the Pro Mentorship, that includes the Signals, can pay a one-time $350 for the full year. We're still launching the new platform. What we want to do is just get everyone gathered together. We want to trim off the fat, and we want to start out new. So we're getting rid of basically some chats, all the chats but one, and then all the Signals channels but one, just to get everyone. And that Signals channel is going to be connected to the mentorship, because we want everyone that's financially, invested into further like education here will be connected in one way, shape, or form. So whether they're receiving either if they just want the Signals, they're also be getting some stuff from the mentorship as well. Like a lot of the Signals and stuff that y'all see hitting come from the market reviews, right? So, but they haven't been available through the paid Signals channel. And, this is a way, to give people more value, plus to get everyone united. So those calls are going to be posted on there, which is really cool. And I don't want to build up too much value in taking Signals, and obviously being able to pull a profit from them if you know how to leverage them and stuff, or know how to just trail a stop. But I don't want to steer people towards the direction of geez, these Signals are hitting, I can just do this for the rest of my life. But to just give everyone the opportunity to get in and get together to see the value in this, in beyond like what the money is, the outcome is of a Signal, and that's education. So again, that's another opportunity. Your choice. I can't tell you what to do with your trading or anything like that, what to do with your money. But I don't think that really any suggestion needs to be made. But if you haven't been paying attention, I would just pay more attention to the Signals that are going out, because they're in alignment with the strategy, with our main strategy, and it's producing really high accuracy. So that's what I want the focus to be. But I want everyone to have as much as that as possible, and for us to be connected. So that's the basis. That's like the basis of this. So for the first 5 people, Pro Mentorship, that includes the Signals, pay $350 for a full year. We're still launching the new platform. Like I said, we just want to get everyone together, more closely involved, like connected together through the mentorship, and to get in on these promotions. The set price after this month will be $69 for Pro Signals and $99 for the Pro Mentorship per month. The prices are only going to increase excuse me, after this. So anybody that's been thinking about taking advantage of or waiting for a time to get started on some of these things, then now's definitely the time, because there's not going to be, I know we keep saying that this is the last time we're going to do 50% off, the last time of this, but it's hard not to get people an opportunity when you know that it's in your ability to give people the opportunity. But a lot of the time people don't value stuff that costs less, because it costs less money. People relate value to money. But anyway, so that's another reason why the price is going to go up after this, because it's really worth 10 times that, in my opinion. So the prices will go up, and these won't be seen again like this for a while, maybe until like the new launching or whatever, excuse me. But Does anybody have any questions or anything so far? It's pretty cut and dry, you know, good opportunities for everybody. This includes everyone that's in the free chat, the free signals channel. You know, everybody that's watching from the public Facebook page. You know, we're going to be keeping you more up to date as to what's happening here, as far as results and value and stuff given to y'all. So this includes you. You have any questions or you know, comments, feel free to comment in the comment section, or send us a private message to me or to Danielle Evans, and we'll be glad to get, you know, to answer any questions that you got, or whatever the case may be. Anyways, guys, this is market review. We just had we're just in the middle of going through one platform to another, and you know, with launching the new chats and everything, we just wanted everyone to like know like what's available right now. We're going to get on to the market review, but first I wanted to give someone an opportunity to get on and share some of what he's been experiencing here. I know I talked about having a guest speaker on here. It's Richard Robison. He's really just from the beginning has taken off, and it's really, you know, it's amazing. It's amazing to see. It's exactly what you want to see, you know, someone take off like this. I just wanted to give him, you know, the microphone or the screen or whatever for a minute, so that he can kind of tell you his experience and what he's done. So he's been consistently profitable almost since the very beginning, maintained consistency. He's just picked up everything really well. But I want to give him the opportunity to tell you all about it, what he's done, and all that stuff to get to where he has, and to continue to see growth and everything. So, Richard, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Thanks for that.
Sure, man.
Cool, yeah. And then what we agreed, I'll start into the market review for the first 6 as well. Did we say that?
Sure.
Yeah. So basically, I started. I've been running robots for a couple of years, but not really taken any active part in trading. So I decided, well, I need to start making money for what I can and how I can do it. So I found Jacob's course somehow on Facebook, I think it was, wasn't I? And went through all the course and just started running it. And I'm guessing, like myself, one of the first questions I had when I took part in the course on one of the one-on-ones, because I went to the mentorship, was how many pairs do I need to be looking through, and how many hours do I need to be working per day or per week to sort of get this to settle in? And the answer was pretty much given to me, which is on most of the calls of, well, you just have to do all of the pairs all day long, which, as crazy as it sort of sounds, the logic that I found in doing as much as I can is that you don't miss any trades. So if you do one pair, if you focus in on just one pair, yes, you'll get the strategy down because you'll see what's available, but you might only get one trade set up for that one particular pair, either one a day or one a week or even one a month, because it might not set up on the time frame that you're working. So then you go on to 2, 3, 4, as many pairs as you can, and you see the trade stacked up back to back. And as you see the trades, you just need to hit every single one that you come across. In one of the psychology books that's on there, was talking earlier about taking the 20 trades. If you've got a set pattern of trades, you need to take every single one. And the guy in the book says about taking 20 consecutive trades. And even if you win just 5 of them, you could potentially lose the first 15. But then if you don't take the last 5, you'll never get any winners out of that period of time. So it's about when you see in the trade set up, taking it no matter what, putting your stop losses in, making sure you're taking the right trade size, and just try not to upscale too quickly. On the 0.01 trade size, when you're comfortable with that, it's just taking as many as you can. Has my video stopped? Ah, there I am. I'm back.
Are you?
Yeah, and taking as many of them trades as you physically can. And to answer sort of my own question of when I first started of how often do I need to do it, the more I do it, the more successful trades I find. Sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy, I guess. The more you do it, the more you're going to win. But yeah, that's sort of away from learning the strategy. So you've got to go through all the course, learn what to do and what to look out for.
Say that again for us, Richard. You got to do what first?
You got to go through all of the course, every single part of the course, to learn exactly what you're going to do when you come across this scenario.
How many times do you go through the course?
2 or 3 times as a whole thing, and then I go back to parts to see if I've forgotten something, or if it's not quite clear in my head. I go back to it, and you pick up something else that you say or you see on a chart, and it's sort of, okay, I wasn't doing that, and then you adapt something else and you change something else, and you take it into, you learn it like when you learn to drive. You learn how to drive, but then when you've passed your test, you actually learn how to drive, if that makes sense. So you know how to do it physically, but then when you start implementing it, you find your own little tweaks and patterns on it. As I'm going to show with the first couple, I've got the way of, if I start on the dailies, mark it up whether it's an up or down trend, because from my patterns and my pictures that I've taken from my most successful trades, it's generally, if my daily chart is on a going up, then I'm more likely win a upwards trend or bullish trend on a buy, rather than going against the daily trend, because I prefer to trade on the hour. So if it's going up on the daily, I try my most successful trades on the hour is a buy. And that's just from going back to see what I've done before. So now that's almost what I'm tailoring myself to look at the trades. So
that's awesome, man. Really, really glad to see you performing and taking to it so well, man. And I knew from when we first shared the screen that you had been submerged into training, because of everything, the way that you had set up your charts and the way and the things that you were telling me. You know, you're excited because you think you're still excited, and that's awesome.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
do you see that it actually works? But the key thing is freaking going through the course,
knowing what you're going to do.
and you gotta practice.
Yeah.
And you make adjustments, and you learn from failing.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that
it like not collaborates, but like it forms you.
Yeah, it creates
basically formed by trial and error.
Yeah, it clears an understanding in your own head of how it's coming across.
Yeah. Experimentation, practice, going through the course, full submersion, sacrifice, all that stuff, you know, that we talk about. And I don't want to put anybody down, because I know that you know, Richard has done so because that's what he wanted to do. That's what he really wanted to do, and he's done extremely well. Anybody can do the same. It's not just limited to me or Richard or anybody else that's gotten it down. It takes the same things, nothing special. It takes a little bit of sacrifice, practice, you know, mainly just following what's being told, what's being shown for you to do, you know, is the whole reason why we come here. And Richard has done just that. And he's added a little twist to his own, which is really awesome. Richard, how long have you been trading again?
Doing it properly, manually, since December, I think. So 3 months.
You told me you made a withdrawal your first month.
Yeah, made a withdrawal the first month. I took out, it was only £900. I only started with £1,500. Took out £900. So that'll do for the first, I think it was in the first 6 weeks, because I had unexpected car bills to pay. But yeah, that works. And then building it back up again now. So it's,
That's
yeah,
amazing, man. Big congratulations, Richard. You guys, if y'all ever have any questions or anything like that, you reach out to Richard. Richard is gonna we're gonna start to go over the markets here now in just a minute. Thank you, Richard, for sharing that with everybody. We're gonna start going over the markets. Richard had a few pairs that he has lined out, and he want to kind of walk through, you know, the way that he does it, because everyone's gonna have their little twists. Everyone's gonna have their little twists. You know, as you're learning to trade, it's kind of like how would you ride a bike or ride a surfboard or paint a picture? This is an art. So there's no definite way. You know, the methods may vary, but the principles need to be the same. And we're gonna go ahead, Richard. I think you can share your screen whenever you're ready, and he's just gonna kind of show you, you know, how he's integrated what he does, and how he's been able to, you know, maintain consistent growth.
Now, can you see that?
Yep.
What have we got? Oh, that's my marking up cryptos earlier. So what I've done, just because I like stats and I like looking at things, and I need to have things quite simply in front of me, otherwise I can't follow it. I've got the 6 major pairs set up at the top underneath oil and cryptos, underneath there. And what I do, so we'll start the euros, start straight onto the daily, move this out of the way. And I've marked these up already, but I've cleared it just so I can talk through here. So on the daily, for what I can see, as a general rule, this is good enough because that's the whole of 2020. So this is pretty much in an uptrend. So I will get my drawings and do roughly along the bottom. There is no exact science, as it says on the course. Some people prefer candles, some people prefer the wicks. It's completely up to whoever draws them. But you can see that's a pretty good start for my dailies. And what I've done, what I do on here as well, is blue if the daily is going to be going up towards the sky, and reds if it's bearish and going down for the sell. That's how I do it on that one. And then we go into the hourly chart for my trades to see what's going to have a look. And this is where the course comes in. So we're looking for the trends, the support and resistance. So you couldn't have planned it better. Look, it's perfectly out of trend at the minute. So I'll look back and see if there's any support lines that we can draw on. So we've got a band probably there. It covers quite a lot of there. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's a 9th touch on that band there. So that's pretty good. It's on my trend. It's potentially looking for a buy trade on there. We've got support and there. So the next one, zooming in and looking for an engulfing and retest. So this currently is only just down to there. So what we'll be looking for it to do is come up probably somewhere like that. Oh, and then to get another retest down around that area. And then after that point, once we get an engulfing, to go back up. So it's a potential for my charts, because I like, as I said, I prefer to try to trade off the 1 hour. That is what I'll be looking for in the next, well, definitely by the morning. It's 11 o'clock at night time here. So when I wake up, it's going to be here somewhere. So it probably have retested, or it'll have gone straight down, or it'll have gone straight up. But when we get that engulfing after the retest, that looks like a good place to go into there. What do you think to that, Jacob?
I think you hit it right on the head, man. It's not as hard as what people think. The hardest part is just the psychology and stuff. But I mean, this is perfect example. That's all you're looking for.
Yeah. And then as it's not showing anything, I'll just move straight on to the next one. So for the way I do it, dailies, you can see I've colored all these in anyway. Oh, hang on, I'll get rid of all this. I've colored all these, so I know that on the US Japanese yen, I'm looking for a buy because of this uptrend here. So I can draw my lines. I've got somewhere underneath those. I've got one, where's this one? Pretty much there. And then down to the 1 hour to look to see where I can get a trade. See, in this way, you have to be adaptable. Although it's on an uptrend, it's at the top of that barrier, or this hypothetical barrier of the trend. So it's potentially coming back down to here. But again, you've got this top level here. You could go into the smaller trades and see smaller trend lines and see you've got
There's opportunities all through there. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got other patterns coming in. So you've got double bottom there. They potentially could be a head and shoulders.
Richard, how do you so after the engulfing, how do you generally enter? Do you use multiple positions, or are you using do you just do one position, or?
Yes, generally 3 positions. I take it all as one trade. So I did mark this one up.
So you put the 3 positions in at the first?
Yeah. 2 seconds. I'll get back to. I think I deleted the other one. Did I get that back? Ah, there we go. Yeah, so on this one, I'll do the markup of where I would do. So currently I'm on 0.02 trades. So on this one.
That's very modest, by the way.
Yeah, just.
But you're doing the right thing, taking your time, make sure you build up the consistency before.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get as many trades in as possible on different pairs. Right. So red down there for the stop loss. And then recent support resistance. So probably, well, the way you draw is you draw boxes along there. I can sort of imagine there's a box there, so it'd be just below these highs here. So in the course, we're doing like a drawing. Maybe there like that. Put that one in as a green, as a first target. And then I set an alert on that target as well. So that when that goes off, one, I know that I've got some profit, and then wherever the trade was taken, so maybe this level, I'll move my stop loss straight to there on the rest of the trade and take off a third of the trade. And the second one.
Those alerts you guys are on the they come on the pro package. I think how many alerts do you get, Richard?
I think it's 10 I get on my one on the pro. So there'll be the second one. And the third one, normally I'd have it right at the top, but I like to have it sort of equidistant as those as well. So it's just slightly off. So around about there. And the trade entry a bullish candle will probably get to about this height. And then I'd mark these out.
Predefining risks.
Something like that.
If you guys aren't doing this, you got to start doing it, because this does a couple of things. This takes your mind away from what's going on right now, and lets you realize the fact that you are, number one, you're taking a risk. That means that you don't know. That means that you don't know. And once you accept that you don't know, you can start to think in probabilities. You got to start thinking in probabilities. No, I don't know what's going to happen in this trade, but I know, just like Richard was saying, but it's not about this trade.
Exactly.
It's about 20 trades.
Yeah.
It's about probabilities. And so you go from thinking single-mindedly about, if I win this or lose this trade, I'm a winner or a loser, to no, I have an edge, and over the period of time, eventually I'm going to come out consistent. I might hit 5 loses in a row, but I can't let that affect me, because I'm also going to run into periods of time where, I run into 10 or 20 wins at a time, and using the good risk management, accepting that risk, finding out what you do have to risk, acknowledging that you don't have to be right about this trade to win, changes a lot in your psychology with trading.
Yeah, and especially with something this size, as I said at the start, I like all the stats. So if it's 4-to-1 win to risk ratio, if you only win 3 out of 10, you're still going to be making profit on a 4-to-1 trade. So you could lose 7 and win 3 and still be in profit with this.
You can't lose.
No, as long as you're waiting for that, unless you don't wait for the engulfing to come back down and retest and then the engulfing.
Right, you could definitely lose that way. But if you follow everything just as you're doing over a period of time, you're not going to lose, as long as you refine your skill. But that again goes back to practice. It's a small price to pay to be able to get something so valuable so fast.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's just practice drawing all them lines. We did that one. I think I deleted that one. So GBUS. It's exactly the same again. We've definitely got an uptrend on that one. I think this was the dip in March, wasn't it? Yeah. So we've got something maybe like this. A bit further down there. Yeah, happy with that one. And what I stopped doing as well when drawing these trend lines is not having to make them perfect, because there's no exact science with any of these. They're not guaranteed lines. They are rough guidance of looking for a pattern.
Yep.
So they're pretty good. Looking for up. So what have we got? So we've got some support lines. We've got something there. Obviously, we've got something at the top as a target. But there's also something almost right where we are. So when I look on this one, because we've had this down here, this almost could be like a double bottom from there and there, almost a retest of a line from somewhere else. So if this breaks out and stays above this, maybe even comes back down to retest this line as it goes back across, potential to go back up. So I'll be looking for that one to do that as well.
Nice. That almost looks like a little Adam and Eve pattern, actually, maybe forming.
The drop there and then back up.
Yep, the spike and around it out on the other side.
Yeah, there's obviously lots of volatility on this one because lots of wicks everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, GBUS. That'd be why. Is there anything you want to add on?
Oh man, you're doing great. I can sit and just I can just sit back and let you finish it off, huh?
We can do that. I'll get down to the New Zealand US and then you can take it over.
All right.
So USD CHF.
I actually enjoyed watching Richard do your things. It's similar in many ways to what I do, but you just have a slightly different twist, man. So it's great to see.
Yeah. So this one, I think I had this trade last week from the daily. So we've got quite an obvious downtrend from this whole period of time, and we've got along here a line there, and almost from a little bit higher up from one of these over here, maybe that one there. So forget that crazy time in March when the pandemic happened, but you've got these nice little points on there.
Hey, it's still respected, that line, that zone though.
Yeah, perfectly on there. And we've had the retest on the daily and the engulfing here to be going up. So might be looking for another trend now. See, but this one back down to the 1 hour recently started to be trending up. So although we've got trends there, that's as a general pattern.
We're looking at a turnaround, and
yeah, exactly. From this point,
potential turnaround. And geez, I was going to ask you something, Richard.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask you when it comes back to me, but your revelation that you had of sight whenever you started to look back at your journal and you saw that that once you started doing the top-down analysis and trading with the trend and zooming back in, doing your markups on the daily, then zooming back in on the 1 hour, and you were trading with the trend to find out which direction the market was going on the daily, going to lower time frames and trading with that trend, what your difference was in your stats there.
I've got it written down the exact stats, but I think it was like 80% of the ones I did with the trend won. And the ones against the trend, I think it was like 20 to 30% or something like that. It was a significant difference to warrant me looking at it and going, well, I'm just going to stick to them because that works for me, or it has been working the way I see the charts.
Right. No, you're right, and it's perfect example of how top-down analysis works. The movement that you see on the daily is going to override what's happening on the smaller time frame. It's stronger. So you traded with it, your chances are a lot better off.
Yeah, so
awesome
this
stuff,
one,
man.
Hourly, we've had a nice double bottom here. Either this engulfing or this engulfing to go somewhere north. So then, as you can't see anything north of that, go back to the dailies to see where the levels could be. So we've got quite a few. At a big different distance. So maybe some of there. So this could be, looks better on the daily chart because we've got a retest of this level again, and it's literally just formed the engulfing going back up. So sort of showing on the double bottom there on the hourly, but definitely on the daily, which obviously the moves are a lot bigger pips.
Have you been doing a lot on the daily, trading on the daily, setting trades on the daily?
Only if I see them forming like this one. I would have preferred to have caught this one down here after this retest off
Right.
this area for the daily. As it's come back up, retested this support. I think that's quite a nice entrance, which I'll probably get into in a minute, to be fair. I'm expecting that to continue after the engulfing. And 3 reasonably easy targets. But what as I said, I'd put it all in as one trade and 0.02. So as there's 3, it's 0.06. Set an alarm on this one. And on that point, close 0.02. And obviously have 4 open. Move this stop loss to here, or to just above this blue line. That's a go for me.
Awesome.
The way I do it, because I don't know if everybody else takes pictures of their charts whenever they take a trade, but this is what I do on my trading view before I take a picture. Short engulfing. So I make a note to myself on there, take a picture and save this as a file on my computer, and then I go back in, see what happened afterwards. And the only time I go back to check it is either if it hits there, or if I'm scanning again later on and I notice that it's gone from my MetaTrade on my phone. I let it be. As you know, the US CAD trade that I had in for 21 days, I think it was, wasn't it? Kept going on and on and on.
Richard's a beast, you guys. He's been doing awesome, man.
Yeah, that was 384 pips, I think I worked out on that one, which was nice. That's why I need to scale it up. If I can get a couple of them each month, that'd be perfect. So this is my number 1 for you guys today.
Awesome, man.
Daily on this one. So I've already marked it up as it's a downtrend for the daily. And as you can see, it's a perfect downtrend. And I think we're at a level here as well. Yeah, so we'll clip the tops of these ones underneath this part here. 3 or 4, 5 clips on there, and almost exactly where we are.
You see, y'all see where he counted that one that went right through the top of there, and why he counted that as a touch? Can you zoom in there, Richard, to where you drew to that top and where that needle hit that?
Yeah.
That line there.
Right here. This one.
That's why, because even though it went through the bodies, it was rejected twice right there.
Twice on there on the daily, that's a daily chart. So if you go into
through the bodies, but it needs to match up somewhere else.
Yeah, and just knowing if you go back on the hourly onto them 2 doubles, you've got that bounce there, and this one nearly goes there, which is nearly on the levels is perfect because this isn't a solid thin line. It's a range of a line. So you've got 3-ish there, 4-ish. These are a bit far to be counted, but these are pretty close. This is pretty close. So where were we? I had drawn our dailies. So I'm looking for a sell trade on this one. So into the hourly. Let's see what we've got. And we have our first test off the top of that range that we've just drawn. So what I would do straight away, just because it has tested there, even because if I come back and I haven't marked it up with all my take profits and stop losses or potential stop losses, I'll forget which direction it's going to go and what my thinking is in that part.
Yep. Saves you time in the end and money.
Yeah. So I'll be drawing these straight on.
That way you go through your charts once a week or something, and you do your markups, and then you already know what you're looking for.
Yeah. So the first one from there.
If price hasn't gotten to the place you're wanting it to go, then turn the page.
Yeah. So something like that. Oh, and the stop loss. I'll see if there's any. So we've got the top of this one. We've got a block, drawing the stop loss on, which we'll have about there. So that extends to that one there as well. So stop loss about there. So if or when this comes back down and retests this area, there's my 3 trades. I've left this bottom one a lot longer because there's a significant drop there, and it's towards the bottom end of the range. Ideally, we'd expect this, because it has been going from the top to the bottom to the top to the bottom, somewhere in this area, getting the engulfing after the retest. Again, setting an alert on this first take profit to bring the stop loss to evens, and then seeing where it goes, and then moving as soon as this is activated and the alarm's gone off, set this for the alarm, and then doing exactly the same. So moving the stop loss to this level, and then just gradually working it all the way down. But then, as I said, this has got to retest on for there, so there's nothing showing on there at the minute for myself, but there would be my markups.
Those pairs are looking on point, man.
We've got.
I mean, your analysis there. I mean, they look like it could be some really good setups here.
There's potential in the next couple of hours. We've only we've had an hour and 20 minutes of trading, isn't it? So
right,
people just get into their charts. What have we got here? This one. And this one, look. So it's already marked up that I have been looking already for a buy trade, because we want a positive trend, bullish trend. Let's go down to the hour. And it's once again, I think it's the US. The US has turned US dollar, because another one from steeply down and it's starting to go back up. So I think it was the Euro US exactly the same, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the dollar's been on the rise. I think a lot of it has to do with uncertainty and risk.
Yeah. So we've got a nice big zone that needs to have another retest of before then entering the trade. And then marking up so I know exactly where it's going to be. And what I do, I don't know if everybody uses the trading view, but when I'm doing it, my green ones are the trades that I'm in. So the blue ones is if I'm looking for a buy trade or a sell trade, and then the green ones are the ones that I'm in. So when I've taken one of these, I'll just highlight that and change it to green. We've got a level there. The third one under these, around these two ones here, on the top of this one. And obviously stop loss slightly underneath at the bottom. But then again, waiting for this retest and then golfing to go back up. It's another potential. Anything you want to add on to that one before I do my last chart?
No, you can keep on going, man. As long as you want to do the rest of the call. Just I really enjoyed watching it, man, because
New Zealand, US.
There's a lot of value in that.
It's a little bit more choppier than the Oz US. We're still on an uptrend. Okay, if we miss out this little bit here, sits with all of those and the ones behind it. I've got probably a top there as well. Maybe. Yeah, that looks good. So I like using these as potential targets as well. So at the bottom, back down to the 1 hour. And it's a similar kind of one as we did for the Euro US, I think, isn't it? Yeah. So it's the same pattern up the top. It's just about turned. We'll just go exactly the same again. So something down there. We've got something like that. So it needs to settle above the top of this, come up, retest either this area or this whole zone if we're going up, and the top target will be along the top.
Perfect, man.
So and then just looking for any tops. So it's underneath these two and this one here. Obviously on the course you're saying about drawing it, drawing the patterns and the bars, these blocks on there. But I like to just have these open and free. It's just how I work with it, I guess. And I can see this one aiming right for the top because there's potential to go up higher and touch the top of this trend. But by the time it gets there, it's close. And then trading your stop, obviously each time these get hit, if it comes back up, back down at some point and stays above this area. Okay. All yours. You can carry on, sir.
Oh man.
I hope I give you my insight of how I do things, and I'm hoping it's very, very similar.
No, it is, man.
Just
You know,
adapt
but
things.
you do exceptionally well, Richard. Man, you've taken, you know, I hate to say, sounds so cliche, but a duck in the water or something, man. I don't know. It's awesome though, man. But you know, it didn't just come freely. You know, he's put in the work and the time and practice and everything, you know, but you can see how fast it can be done.
Well, with the
it's amazing.
drawing, the first week or so, I literally just spent the first about at least an hour a day just doing the drawings. Because I thought, I don't know what I'm drawing. I don't know how it fits. Just an hour. It doesn't just scroll back through on the charts. I'd get onto a chart like this, scroll back, take it back days and days and days and weeks. Just get to a point, just go, right, how am I going to draw anything on there? I'd just get like the bottoms drawn on, get the tops drawn on, draw some trends, play around where they go, just see how it fits, and then delete it all. I'm going to do it again, just until because it wasn't clear to me what I was doing. Yeah, it seems to work.
No, it definitely does, man. And again, thank you, Richard. We appreciate you getting on and showing us that stuff, man. It's value. I asked Richard if he could come on, and you know, because I've been meeting with him and you know talking with him and stuff about how he's been doing things. He's been doing exceptionally well, like I said, since the very beginning. But it didn't come freely. Come with a cost, you know, small cost, you know, small sacrifice to get something down that can be complex if you don't follow the rule, if you don't follow the guidelines. But as you see, I mean, there are principles that you got to follow, but you can see that Richard has a different twist. I actually enjoy watching Richard more than going through doing it myself, because it opens up to me new things that I might even start incorporating, or a new way that I could start viewing the market. You know, your experiences and your growth as a trader is going to come from a combined number of sources. Yes, you can get into a program and have the platform and everything laid out for you as it is here, but you're still going to have your own twist and your own touch and everything to it. So, you know, just to see that developing is awesome, man. It's awesome. So I find great value in it and appreciate you for sharing it. Anytime that you want to get on here and do the market review, more than welcome to do so, man.
Yeah, I will do.
And we'll be hollering at you later, Richard. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Perfect.
Awesome stuff.
I'll get my notebook out now.
Shoot, I got to get mine out, man. We got to get on a call, and when we get done with this, I'll have you go over the market for me, and I can learn some more. That's awesome stuff, man. Truly is. All right, let's see what we got here. Y'all can see I've been in the cryptos too. It's hard not to pay attention what's happening here. I don't normally go over a lot of the stuff that I'm doing with cryptos just because I'm not as experienced in this market, but I can tell you through what I have experienced that the same technique and the same strategy, it applies everywhere. One thing that you got to watch out for on these cryptos, a couple of things you got to watch out first is the amount of leverage they pull on your account. You don't want to be trading forex all week, you know, using one set amount of leverage and then bring that up set amount of leverage over here to cryptos and trade. Because if you're profitable using that set amount of leverage on forex, it was probably much less than what you know the cryptos are going to be pulling. And so you could wipe out your entire week or month's profits from forex if you come over and start trading cryptos. So, you know, I would suggest to either do a couple of things to either start up an account where you can, you know, experiment with the cryptos and keep your forex stuff separate, or use a demo account until you get a good feel of how the cryptos how they pull on your account and everything. So it's definitely going to be different. They move faster. They're more elastic, so you're going to generally see more spikes. So you got to watch out for that, and you got to compensate for that in a way, like with your risk management. Let's go ahead and let's take a look real quick at the forex factory. Let's see what we got going on this week. Anything that we need to look out for. Today, nothing. Tomorrow, these PMIs are a big deal. Y'all look out for GBP tomorrow. This is for Central Time. These manufacturing PMIs for US dollar, it speaks for itself. If you want to find out more, just always come over here and you can read about it. Why do traders care? It's a leading indicator of economic health. Businesses react quickly to market conditions, and their purchasing managers hold perhaps the most current and relevant insight into the company's view of the economy. It's a good place. It's a good place to learn. It's a good place to observe what the conditions are like before and after this types of information come out. You can practice leverage in this stuff on a demo account. I definitely would suggest doing that. It's a totally different type of trading. But nonetheless, it's good to go through here. Even if you don't plan on doing fundamental trading, just to come in here and see how your pairs are performing, how you can expect, and use this as like another indicator to go with, say, like your with your top-down analysis, Richard, that you did. It looks like USD is going to be buying. So, you know, to continue to see how long a trade might go or something, you might go in here and look at the USD and see how USD's been doing. Research a little bit further and see why, even though maybe US dollar has been down in a lot of its reports, why it continues to move up. But for the most part, if you're still on the technical part, just getting the technicals down, just avoid these times. Make a note, you know, set an alarm on your phone or something to make sure that if you're in a USD pair around this time, that you need to, and you're in the profit, protect some profits. If you're at a place where, you know, you're in the negative, just pay attention to this stuff to try to avoid being in a situation, period. If you're just getting started, will help a lot. Sometimes it can work from your favor and you get a pleasant surprise, but then sometimes it goes the other direction, of course. But let's see, we're still on Monday. Just any red folder, any orange folder. If you see multiples of 4 or more yellow folders back to back to back, that could be considered like a red folder. It's not like we have now things are starting to build up a little bit. Tuesday, we got a couple events to watch out for. GDP, expect some volatility around this time with AUD. Okay, so it's non-farmers payroll. These aren't going to be as influential as the ones on, I think, on Friday. I would pay attention to this crude oil inventories if you're trading CAD pairs, or if you wanted to maybe leverage an oil trade. OPEC meetings, this is going to be, you know, this is basically all the highest producers of oil, basically the circle of people that hold the most oil in the world and decide how they're going to either continue or manage production. Definitely watch out on Thursday for when Fed Chair Powell speaks. He's the most influential voice in the financials period anywhere. More people look to what he says is going on about the dollar than they do anything. So you'll see high volatility. People are trying to pick up on hints and clues and things as to what he's saying to place their, you know, to place their trades, to all that stuff. This is what we really need to watch out for too. So we got Thursday at my time at 11:05 Central AM, Fed Chair Powell speaks, and then on Friday, really watch out for these. Unemployment rate, excuse me. So at 7:30 AM Friday, if you're in any USD pairs, I would try to have them closed out before then. Again, there's ways to leverage this stuff, but that's on another episode. This if you get really good or bad results, I know I say this before, and one day we'll get on and make a recording how to do this live. But you can really leverage really fast. This is risky. It's a little bit more risky, especially if you haven't practiced before. Yeah, another episode there. But let's get back onto the charts. I'll scroll up and look at the dollar. we saw excuse me, basically a direct turnaround from the dollar. It had a head and shoulders. It was complete. And it's just spiked up out of nowhere. I think it has a lot to do with the safe haven safe haven status. A lot of people are unsure what to do. There was a big sell-off in stocks. I don't think this is not enough movement for all the money that was sold off in stocks and cryptos and everything. But I would say that this is probably more of a scare from the people that saw this stuff, saw the sell-off. Like, well, I better put my money where the dollar is. How long it will continue? Just got to continue to be. And also, this had some speculate that this had, you know, something to do with inflation, which is probably a combination of things. After Fed Chair Powell spoke, he spoke about inflation and how the recovery and everything was going. So it spooked people. It spooked people to the dollar, oddly enough. But there was a huge sell-off in the stocks and in cryptos. So it seems kind of backwards, but the dollar is considered the world reserve currency, so it kind of trumps all the other stuff that's going on. You can see its effect here on silver. Dollar went up, silver has gone down. The dollar has been so up and down that I'm staying away from these things unless I have the gold played out really well. We don't have the parameters on it anymore. But I didn't know anything about fundamentally what was really going on with the gold to make the call. It was up here. Just went off the strategy. So you can see, I mean, you can use it anywhere, and you don't have to have fundamental stuff, fundamental catalysts to get into a trade that's fundamental, but it sure does help. But in this case, I didn't really know anything. But I kind of had a suspicion that people would go to the dollar, but it was just a suspicion. But double tops. Let's go over this real quick. Let me minimize this down here. Wish we had the parameters still up. We had double tops. 4 hours, go to 1 hour. Look, it even told me on my little chart, on my little RSI down here, that it was going to fall. This is pretty cool. This is something else that y'all can get at TradingView. I don't know if you can get it with the standard package, but you can get it. I mean, it helps. I see a lot of divergence, and I do my divergence a little bit different, but it's a good reminder. Hey, get down here and make sure you check, see you got divergence. So I had a retest and engulfing. We have a longer term trade going. Don't have it hit the first target outside. We hit 3 targets on the inside, you know. And that was just basically just off of where it was on the RSI, double tops. I seen it failing to reach up here, and it started to turn around. Just confluence. That's all it is. So, just like Richard was showing in the, you draw through this stuff, it's fine. But look, some people would look at this and say, that's not right. How is it not right? It hits here. It catches here. These are strong points where you see turnarounds like that. And remember, this is a zone too. Here and here. here, 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 here. See, so here and here. So it doesn't have to just be, there are trends everywhere. It's okay to draw through the candle bodies, but make sure that you're doing so that it makes more sense, just like you're putting a puzzle together. But anyways, a lot of times it could just be just as simple as that. Richard, you already went to USD CAD, USD JPY. Not even gonna look at USD MXN. Kidding. Let's take a look. Technically, this is a sell. This is going against the trend. Whenever I do something like this, I take more caution, because just like the stats that Richard was talking about, your chances aren't near as good when you're going against this as when you're going with it. So to sell from here is a lot more dangerous than to buy from here. With that in mind, this will probably be something where I would try to take profits somewhere in the middle, and then look to jet after that. Look to punch out. But it does have the divergence on the 4 hours. Go back to the 1 hour. Also watching out for these tops. I might do one more position for this level here, or might not do two positions, but would just do one position and trail it. But I put another stop here above these peaks, because this is a zone. But it looks like a go from here. You know, if you wanted to be super safe, since it's almost right there anyways, you could wait for a breach. But it's already given us engulfing on retest several times. 1, 2. I say that because also it is at around this level too. If you got a breach, it'd be a little bit more solid. There's nothing wrong with these exotics. They're just a little different. You know, I wouldn't trade them just like the cryptos. I wouldn't go trading these with your average forex pairs, because like this pair, for instance, is going to pull way harder than in USD MXN, Euro MXN, USD ZAR. All those are going to pull 10 times heavier than your regular forex pair. This just really helps you gain bearings of where you are. You know, you might be able to find a daily trend, or a zone to help you build confluence from here. I more or less use it for just to get a broader perspective. But which is a good thing to have. It's kind of at a funny spot. So actually, I probably wouldn't mess with it. It does appear to have made some double bottoms here. Came down, retests, but I think we can find some better setups, opportunities. Oil's at a high. I wouldn't doubt if it just blasted right through it, the way it's been going. And actually, I had it marked out as a wedge running into resistance. It broke out down. I don't really trade oil too much. It's Richard did this one. This is one that I like here. If we continue to see, I already looked at this one daily. To be honest with y'all, I haven't traded too much off the daily. I'm usually placing trades off the hour, but according to this, we're at a trend, a zone. We got engulfing on the retest. You can see it's completed like a double bottom right here. It's coming back down. Looks like it's retesting this. If I were to see rejection right here, I would feel more comfortable about getting in before it, you know, as it's coming down. But if it matches, it matches. It's got bearish divergence. Yeah, place that one real nice. I'll move this one up just a touch to the tips of these. And looking at it from a daily perspective, this is another level here. This would be a long-term trade and a long shot at that. I don't know how long the dollar is going to continue, but I wouldn't try to stretch it out too far. Always keep in mind the distance that you have on the daily when you're trading off of the daily from your stop loss to your entry point. Predefine your risk, accept the risk, accept that you don't know if this trade is going to go or not, but you set it because it matched your edge in every way. You place it, and like Richard said, you place it and then freaking forget about it. Put an alert right here. Put an alert here. And then shoot, you can leave it alone. Hits the take profit. For me, I like to see it breach a little bit past the line and set. But everyone has their own way. I would you know, then just move stop loss to break even. Risk to reward looks pretty good. And you know, you could probably stretch this out, even maybe stretch this out a little more. It just depends. We got some wicked divergence here See if I can get this thing out of the way. Remember, this stuff pulls really heavy equity. If you look at the numbers over here. That's a whole lot of pips. This pair, I know this is a Head and Shoulders. It's been it was a Head and Shoulders on the, actually more like the Adam and Eve. Up here it became Head and Shoulders. Looking at daily levels, so be looking for a buy here. So somewhere in this vicinity. We'll look for that retest, engulfing. So just kind of making note of this area here. So it seems like if it comes up, gives you an engulfing up here, and it's past all this, you're looking pretty good in the clear. We already had long-term parameters, everything's set for this, but we'll go ahead and put them out there again. I don't know if they'll be exactly the same, but I want to put one right before this. And again, this is if it gives us a retest and engulfing would enter at the engulfing. I'll be looking to take some profits right around here. We don't really see anything else in the 4-hour time frame. Let's go out to the daily. We got a pretty big jump. If it breaches this green line, you can see it's breached this zone. That zone continued over here. So the next stop will be somewhere around here. It's a modest place. And then right up here at the top, stop. You want these to run through the tops. You don't want to put it up here, because you got to look at how many times. And honestly, I'd probably go for this lowest one. So you see there's a lot of turnaround here, went through here, here. Again, based off of if it's going to give us retest and engulfing. Might could widen this a little bit. Let's look at the this is the point in time where you just got to remind yourself that you're doing this because you don't know what direction it's going to go, but you got to get this right. You got to make sure that this is right for the formula to work. If this is off, if your risk management's off, your trades are going to be off. Plain and simple. Plus, just taking the time to stop and think that it's not about this trade, because I'm working in probabilities. I'm working off of a ratio, a risk to reward ratio that over time is going to give me profits. It may not be necessarily this trade or the next 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 trades, but you hit 5 trades like this with this amount of reward, and you lose, 5 with this amount of risk, then you came out way on top at 50%. Seems like we mark up these AUD pairs every week, but we'll see if we can get them to stick this time. Looking for a buy on Odd Chef. The odd pairs pulled back pretty good. Right now you can see it's at the center trend. So you can start to look for a retest, rejection in this area. If it doesn't give it to you there and it falls to the next, that will be down here. Somewhere along these lines here. So something else I saw Richard doing that I really didn't explain, because I didn't. This is a little bit more advanced. Is that when you see a wick right here? This is a first test. This is a second test, and this is an engulfing. I saw Richard doing this, and I hadn't ever brought it up, but this is a test. Just because the candle didn't set down here doesn't mean that this doesn't count as a test. It counts as a test and a rejection. So in a way, it's better. Price didn't set down here. It came down here and was rejected. It came down here and was rejected several times. You can see. So you just kind of got to add this stuff up along with what you got. And what else we have? We have engulfing on the retest. We have bullish divergence. Let's look at the risk. $2.53, pretty good. I will watch out for this trend. Put the first one at the trend. This would be a good time to practice. If it does come up here, you hit this take profit to have an alert, so that you can come and move your other position to break even down here because of this trend here. AUD JPY, this one really pulled back. It hit our targets last week, and it pulled back really good. Let's see if it's fallen into a new trend. Am I stretching the boundaries, or is this plausible? Looks like we're getting another engulfing here. I'll count it. We got engulfing here, retest, engulfing, something this could do. Let's make a head and shoulders. It looks like it's in a pretty good. Let me see if we can line some kind of support up with it. You can see right here we have some support. But let's look and see if we can get some stronger support. There, we got it here. When you're adding confluence of indicators, you don't have to have the rock bottom support. Your indicators are going to have a different degree of strength or value, or status, because they're joined together. You don't have to have the absolute best trend if you got a really strong support or resistance. You don't absolutely have to even have a trend at all if you're at a major high or low, and the divergence and the candlesticks and the price action and everything is lining up, and you got the good divergence and everything. So you just kind of got to weigh out what your what the strength is in your indicators. In this case, we have a pretty good daily trend. We have good. We're trading with the trend. Fundamentally, it's sound. Still need to wait for. Let's see, what do we have? We had these here. Move the stop loss. We got this strong point right here, but actually after that, I picked this up from Richard right here. the last two, there's very, you know, very little in the way of obstructions like this up here. So space them out a little more. This is not showing up as divergence, but this is bullish divergence. I'm saying it's not showing up to this divergence indicator, and this is just a good point here. There's obviously bullish divergence here, but it doesn't show up on the thing, which maybe I just don't have my bullish indicators on here. But there's several times, which I don't know why that would be, but there's several times that you're going to see divergence if you train your eye and you don't rely on indicator sets to tell you what to do. They help as an extra, but you know, your number one indicator is you and your ability to see this stuff. Machinery, you know, indicator sets and everything are good, but when you can see it with your eyes, you know how to read price action and learn to determine this stuff with your own eyes, then it sharpens your edge. Richard, did you go over this one?
No, not that one.
This is one I was looking at because of this spike. It did come down a ways, but by the time that I had got back to it, it was too late for me to enter. But I don't want to stretch it too much by the looks of this. It looks like it could come down a bit more. Something else Richard showed me was that he sets alarms on his trend lines. So that's really cool. So price comes down here. I know I can start looking at it. I can start looking at it closely, more closely, closer. I don't like that color. I don't know what that is, but anyway, so you see it's not quite there yet. Richard did this one. It's like I said, in a good buy spot, right, Richard? Or it could be about to give us.
Yeah,
take a look. Yep. Already got this one marked up. It's a daily trend, I think. Yep. Look and see if we have some support. We have support right here. These rejections within this area, count that, count this, trying to come back up. It couldn't go. all these it couldn't go. It stopped. It's risen above that. Now it's at a daily trend and that zone. Look for price action confirmation, which is going to be your, we got one rejection engulfing. We need to write Richard a second. Retest and engulfing. If you're playing it short, this would be a good place to take profits. I say that because it's right here. I think, Richard, you might even put one there.
Yeah, just on top of that bit. Yeah.
Probably another one right here, huh? Maybe something like that. Spot on, man. CAD, did you go over this one, Richard? I forget.
No, not that one.
This could be looking for a buy. It looks like it formed a cup. It hit. Resistance, fell, found support. Looks like it maybe have found some support. We'll see if it drops down some more. These teacups will fall to the first area or second or third area of support or resistance if it's an inverse cup. I really don't know why this is brown in here. So look for, let me see if you can get a trend drawn. Always building confluence. So let's see. Probably move this up a bit. $1.75, not too bad. We'll be looking for the same thing. Let me change the color of this trend. So we're looking for the same thing. I got to get my colors fixed on here. So we're looking for retest. Engulfing. Rejection. Engulfing. If you get an engulfing down here, it's going to increase your risk to reward. If you get an engulfing down here, let's see, where's the other side of this thing? So we have the entry level where it is now, but realistically, if we're able to catch it. So let me move this thing. I don't know why it's not letting me move. I think it's on the price. Anyway, so if you catch it engulfing down here, obviously it's going to give you a little bit more clearance. But if the engulfing came out all the way up to here, you're still at a 2-to-1. And actually, that's a really wide stop loss. But seems like a lot of these kind of lined up in the same way. This one just reached a daily high, pulled back. More touches, went past, doesn't matter. We're able to connect all these. This way. Draw it this way. It's different. This way we have more confirmation. So this is giving us a more dead center of that zone. But it's too far away from the trend for me. Might be good for a sell if you look at it on the 1 hour. But it's at a trend there, so these things get on the price. It really, there we go. Sometimes nice to do this a whole lot. if you can find all your indicators and you're going for short distance, if you can find them all on one time frame, I'm not gonna say it's not important then to look out at higher time frames because it is, but a lot of times you don't really have to go out shopping to outsource to find a trend on a daily if it's right here all in one picture. I mean, you can see here. Divergence. Engulfing. It's broken inner trend. But let's look and see. Good place to grab. It's in a downtrend. Our next real level of support is going to be down here. You ain't for here. Probably better chance of hitting here. But it's looking pretty solid. That's that. You got everything you need. Zone, trend, trading with the, with the overall trend. You're trading down, you're selling downtrend. That meets it. That meets everything there. This one was from last week. This one came from last week. Anybody that got in this should be hopefully satisfied with that. Um, I don't really have any particular pairs, and Richard and I were talking about this earlier. I don't have any favorite pair. I could care less what it is. If it gives me what I'm looking for, that's my favorite pair. I don't particularly myself dislike this price action. There's too many choices for me to sit and say I'm going to sit and watch Euro CHF until it lines up for me favorably and not pay attention to any of these other opportunities. I could be sitting here for a month and miss on, you know, all kinds of stuff. So for me, just for my taste, it's not in a place where I would like to trade it. Everyone a little bit different. It's all right. But I just like to see more consistency in price action. It's kind of like you want to trust a friend that's not reliable and consistent, disciplined in responding to boundaries and things. No, I want my trade to be my friend, so to speak. Not that you can really trust any of them, but in a sense, you can get a feel for them from their actions, whether or not they're obedient to certain levels. If you see one that's just erratic, not responding to anything, then no, you don't want to get in that. Look at XRP USD right now. I've been tempted to get, I say tempted, but I've gotten into that so many times. I'm done with it until I'm done leverage trading it, because it's just way too irregular. As far as leverage trading goes, where I'm gonna put a position on it and let it just stick and stay, no, I'll scalp it, but when I see it moving, but that thing looks like a freaking, I don't know where this is going. This is in the middle. We have a long-term sale on this. Get through these things so we can look at the cryptos. Kidding. Not really. Forex is cool. It's a good place. You can make just as much money here in Forex as you can anywhere else. Got a nice little channel on the daily. Seems to be in the middle. Let's take a look. Dead center in the middle. It's in the middle of this channel, in between these. Not really any solid trend I can see. Possibly. We're about to hit a support here. So it looks like it may be a breakout of a bullish triangle, of a bullish flag, a bull flag. So what I'll be looking for is for a retest down here, engulfing coming back up before I already get into this, but in our sweet spot. Somewhere around here. Look for retest, engulfing, or look for something like that. Still got a ways to go. Let's wait to see if it comes in here, gets rejected, retest, look for engulfing, enter. Richard covered that one. Euro NZD, we have a long-term sell on this. I'm going to try to find those coordinates for everybody. We had a long-term sell. I think it hit the first take profit down here, and then it's back up. We had short-term sales and long-term sales, I think, on this one. It's come back up to not too. I'm kind of picky. Not too picky, but a little bit. If I'm not feeling it, through intuition. I like to trade what I can see clearly. That's all. Bearish divergence. We got a strong point right here. Wouldn't mess with it. at least until it passes this. That's too short for me. That's too short. Plus we got this guy. It's quite a ways up. I'll probably wait for a pullback or something before I start messing with something like that. Before doing anything, I want to see engulfing coming down here. Or see it drop. It's in a little bit of an ascending channel. It's still just, to me, it's just really choppy. This is a daily high, but knowing the fundamentals behind it, I wouldn't expect it to turn around on us or anything because it just reached a technical level. Just because GBP has been really strong. I haven't seen Japanese yen pull off anything, really. So I'd be more hesitant unless I got some really sound fundamentals to go with this. I'm gonna say this is gonna break through this and continue up. I'd be more for a buy on this than anything else, but I'll wait for it to come past this level. Shoot, I might even get into it from here and just ignore it. You can see that it was noticed once. This could have been from technical sellers, technical traders. Saw it reach the level and it pushed it back down, but I see it continuing up. It works out good. We got let me grab my wick. Touch. This is starting to look like a cup though. It pulled back at this high, or actually from here. Hard to say, it's far from trend. Want to grab low. What in the world we have going on here? This is from last week. I don't know if any of y'all got into this, but it got pretty close to the stop loss here. I was a couple of clicks off on my MetaTrader. It bit me in the butt, but as you can see, it's played out really nice. We'll see what happens if it continues to play out. I don't see it any issues with it raising and going up. Hit these last. Got a pretty solid channel. This is one that I drew up that I did not put in the signals last week. But it played out. That's all right. I missed what would have been optimal entry. Didn't really have anything. There was a high up here on the daily. This was trading against the trend. I didn't suspect for it to come down this far considering it was the US dollar at the time. So I saw my first obstacle, this trend. Price was here and I had already waited. It was just too hard for me to line up everything the way that I seen, but I had a conviction, like a feeling, and there is a point you want to get to where you trust your intuition in this stuff. But maybe that's something I should have done here, but I'm just sticking to the guidelines. Rarely do I place a trade off of feeling, but when you're in a state of flow is when you're gonna be more prone to feel that type through experience, that type of trading. It might sound crazy, but it actually exists. You find it through all areas of success. You get into you start to put off a frequency and you fall into the flow, and you become like, thrown into the flow, into the zone, so to speak. Hence the title of the book, Trading in the Zone. He goes into that a little bit. Mark Douglas does. This was one I was looking at as a market maker move. You see how much bigger this move was than these guys. It pushed past the trend. And this is something, Richard, we didn't cover when you were on here, but Richard's been into the market maker and testing it out. That 300 pips that he caught, was it USD CAD, Richard? Was based off of a market maker move, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a double top from a market maker. It took a little while to get all the way down to the bottom, but it eventually got there.
Y'all look at the difference in the size of this. You see how, and you would see this all over before the virus. They'll set up 1, 2, actually 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times where it shows you that it respects this. Then it goes boom, It gives you your engulfing that you're looking for, your bounce back up on the retest, and then it goes down to collect liquidity from your stop losses, from every other person's stop losses trading this, has been relying on this trend and on the engulfing. Go down, hit your stop loss. And that's why if the time comes and we start seeing more and more stop losses, we're going to have to resort to market maker. But right now we're seeing it, but not as often. Not often enough, I don't feel, as to we need to make the switch right now. But this is another tool. If you learn the strategy and you spot this stuff, that you can catch these types of moves. So they come through the channel and they'll go all the way through the other side. So as it is where we are now, that is included on the in the new platform. I mean, I've seen enough of it. I think Richard has seen enough of it and showed me enough of it through his experience with it, that it should be included in there. Because whether or not it's a market maker move or not, it pushes past the boundaries. This is the result of what you see a whole lot of the time. So if it comes out, pushes past the boundaries, it forms a double bottom, comes out, forms a double top. It's like a slingshot. A lot of times when you'd see one go this far, though, you would see it break way down. And so like the further down it would come down, it's collecting all this money from all these people's stop losses, and then it takes your money and just, but here's the fake out. You can rely on me. Buy me right here. Boom. It goes against you. Then when it breaks the trend, it entices breakout traders. And breakout traders start to sell. And then they take their money and your money from your stop loss. And they got all kinds of gains to make a huge buy. All kinds of money. The key is spotting this stuff and riding the wave behind them. Trade with the banks. Don't trade against them. It could just bounce off of this. It could just bounce off of this, but I'd like to see it come back through. This is one that we did have a long-term trade in on this, and the take profits were way up here somewhere, and we lost those, but it's hit several of them. If I was to get into this small position, considering the fact that it very well could, possibility that it very could come down here. If it went through the trend, then I would just let it go. But if it came to the trend, if I entered this and put an alert on the trend, and then it came down, and activated it, and I saw an engulfing coming up, but I got a position up here that I still have more leverage. I'll enter another position down lower and ride it from there. That way, if I enter everything out here, I'm not taking everything with me to the stop loss. Spread the leverage. Sometimes, a lot of times I like to do just like Richard though, just throw out multiple positions at once, but it's got to be at the right spot. If it's not at the right spot, then, you know, it's a little bit different story. A lot of these are playing the same song. They've been in an uptrend. We're just waiting for them to get to the trend and the support or resistance. Get price action confirmation. Same thing with this one. I wouldn't enter fully, but that's just me. I would put a test in. Just in case it come back to the just in case it come back to the trend. Well, these are lining up pretty good. Again, ideally, I want to see it come down. And go up. If that happened, I would need to move my stop loss down. If I got engulfing down here and got in down here. Down to the cryptos. All I can tell you about the cryptos is if you get into cryptos right now, you're gambling. I'm just kidding. Cryptos are at let's look at Bitcoin. It's popped up on the daily, on the hour. I've been looking at this. It looks like it may be on its way back up, but I saw head and shoulders. I didn't get into it. Thought about it. Breached the neckline. Retest. Engulfing. Big engulfing. And it looks like it's turning around. So actually, it's got bullish divergence. when things change, you gotta be able to change to seize opportunities. I was looking at a possible sell. Not saying you should be shifty once you enter a trade. You enter a trade because everything was lined up and you accepted the risk, and you don't screw with it. But I mean, you're thinking about getting into a trade, you gotta be open-minded because it could go the other way, that you're against what you're initially thinking, but you don't want to miss the opportunity because you're stuck in your, you know, stuck in your what would you call it? Stuck in the one state of mind, one perspective. But it's a fine line, you know. You don't want to be wavering back and forth, but you don't want to be ignorant either. I'm not gonna sell from here now. That's for sure. This being Bitcoin, no matter what, it's an extremely high risk trade. We got bullish divergence all over it. Trade at your own risk. Binance looks like it may be getting ready to set up. And Richard, I tried to get on that Binance today for America, and guess what? They said they don't have it in Texas yet. It's not available for people in Texas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. So maybe one day. But this looks like it could be about to break out here. That Binance. That's like one of the most popular decentralized cryptos that there is, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Litecoin maybe making a return. Might be time to buy some cryptos. I was thinking sell, 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 but we got a double bottom. We got bullish divergence. We have a zone down here. See if we can spot a trend to intersect. Looks good enough to me. Buy. Get that thing right on the price line. All right, well. If I can get that freaking, there we go. Here we go. All right. This is 4-1. That's good to me. This one looks good, even though I don't know what it is. I don't even know how it got on here. Strong bullish divergence. Just for S's and G's. Good risk to reward. Anybody that knows what this is. The old Doge coin. I actually bought some of this stuff. Looks like it might be about to turn up. Looks like we got a head and shoulders engulfing. Look at this mess right here. I wouldn't touch this with anybody's money. NASDAQ's looking a little bit more promising. I expect it would rebound before S&P just because of the tech base. That's about all I see, you guys. Y'all got any questions or anything like that? Any trades that y'all are in, or?
I took 2 of yours from just now and my USD CHF.
I'm fixing to hop into them myself, man. I think I'm gonna hop into a couple of years here, just a little bit. We get those confirmations, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you sharing that with us. Look forward to your market reviews here.
We can do that.
In the future. Know you guys, Richard has done extremely well. I know it said before, but really proud of him, really happy for him. Anybody can do this. Wanted to get everyone on a call, just to let you know what we got going on, the updates as far as the new platform goes, opportunities that we have going, moving forward, and evidence that that this can be done. So if y'all have any questions, just as always, just reach out and holler. We'd be glad to answer any questions that y'all have, try to help you out the best that we can. Anybody that wants to take advantage of the promotions, let us know. This goes for anybody that's watching on the public Facebook page, from anybody in the free signals chat, the free signals channel. Anybody, y'all have any questions, be glad to help you out the best that we can. Thanks everyone for showing up on the call. We will holler at y'all and keep you updated through the signals channel, which will be starting here as soon as we're about to get rid of the paid signals channel right now. So we will be sending out messages and everybody with everything that we just went over as far as promotions and all that stuff goes. And we will be hollering at y'all here in a little while. All right, awesome, guys. Thanks again for hopping on, and look forward to trading, having a good week this week, and we will holler at y'all later.